Welcome back to Broken Electronics. I'm Lee, and I was going to make a video for you today. I still am, but there have been some adventures. The video was concerning my 1998 PowerBook 1400 CS/166 from very late in 1998. When this machine came to me, it had macOS 9.1 on it, but whoever had gotten rid of it basically deleted everything other than the system folder. So it was like completely useless. You couldn't do anything with the computer. And you couldn't get data onto it. You couldn't install programs. At least not very well, because all that was there was a floppy disk drive. It wouldn't connect to the internet. You may look back on the video where I installed macOS on this 8.0 using 27 floppy disks, which was kind of fun. I also installed macOS System 7 from a Power Computing CD once I finally got a CD that would fit it. The big problem with the machine as it sits is you cannot communicate with it. No internet, no USB, no FireWire, no nothing. Just the CD drive, which can be swapped out with a floppy drive. I thought, no problem, the machine has 2 PCMCIA slots. So I got a wonderful little D-Link Ethernet card. And it came with drivers. Hooray! And some of the drivers are for Mac OS 8 or 9. So, in preparation for doing this video, I stuck this in. My memory had been the machine could not recognize what those drivers were and simply couldn't install them from OS 8. Now, I tried putting in this CD. It wouldn't mount it. It wouldn't even recognize there was a CD. So I tried putting in my retail OS 8.6 disk. The machine wouldn't mount it, but it at least recognized that there was a disk in the drive. Progress of a sort. So I tried to boot from it. Nope, booted right back into System 8. So my last hope to make a video out of this and to get any communication with this machine is my iMac System Restore install disk. Hopefully, maybe this will boot up. I know the disk is good. I just used it in the iMac. Well, we can but try. Please stay tuned for the attempt. Alright, just to give you a quick understanding of what's going on. This is the desktop from the Power Computing System 8 disk. Now, the directions indicate from D-Link to install the drivers first before inserting the PC card. So I'm putting the CD into the drive, pushed it in, the light's going on, and we see nothing. The disk doesn't mount. And we see here the eject command and the erase disk command are both grayed out. Huh. How strange. Okay. Fortunately, this is a tray loading drive. I can press the button and it will eject. All right. So there is one. So my next thought was, okay, macOS 8 uses macOS Standard as a file system, as opposed to macOS Extended. macOS Extended came in, I believe, with macOS 8.5. So maybe we can install 8.6. And again, nothing. And we look under the special menu. We're getting nothing. Now, I tried with this. Now, we could. Now, the drive doesn't appear to be doing anything. Now, one thing I tried, pardon me, oops, was booting up the machine from the CD. Now, it's unusual. Ordinarily, you shut down the computer and start it up holding the C key to force it to boot from the CD. You can't do that with this computer. What you have to do actually is Command, Option, Shift, and Delete. Now, fortunately, the power button is right here, right above the delete button, so I can be all ready to go. But no, it just booted right back up into System 8 here. So, my last hope, the iMac Restore disk, which worked. This is the one that says software install. It worked on the great iMac G3. Perhaps it will work here. Again, light goes on, it's flashing. And it's spinning more. But again, no recognition from the system that there is a disk. So, if this is going to be a video at all, I'm going to shut down the computer. Which happens quite quickly on this machine. I'm going to be prepared with the keys. Press the power button and holding down Command, Option, Shift, and Delete. Could be worse. At least Command, Option, Shift are right next to each other. And Delete key is right underneath the power button. So, okay. Okay, here's the drive spinning up. And the light's coming on. And we've got a Happy Mac. Oh, and it's spinning like crazy. All right, macOS 8.6. I begin to wonder if that retail disk just has a problem, because I have never had a bit of luck installing macOS 6 from that disk. 8.6, macOS 8.6. All right, now of course, this is a CD drive, an older CD drive, so it's going to take a while to start up. I'll rejoin it when it's booted up. Stay tuned. Well, it certainly took its time, even though this machine is only about a year, less than a year, older than the Grape iMac. Oh well. Let's install 8.6. Bye-bye, System 8. This program cannot run on your computer. See the documentation for more information. All right. That's not a good thing. Okay then. Of course, I can't eject the disk because we're booting from it. So I'm going to choose Restart. Hold the mouse button down. Okay. So we got that disk out. I will take one more stab at using the macOS 8.6 disk. All right, well, stay tuned. Okay, we're booted back up. This is the retail 8.6. I tried cleaning it. The light goes on. And we'll see that exact same behavior. So we're going to shut it down. Now, I don't hold out a lot of hope for this because I did try it once off camera before I started filming the video. But it booted up the iMac disk. Now, the reason I'm doing this, this machine, technically, the most advanced OS it can run is 9.1. I don't have a 9.1 disk. Now, I think, well, okay. Son of a gun. It is booting. Maybe cleaning the disk was all that it took. Okay, we're going to give it a chance to boot up, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Well, maybe this is going to work. We are booted up to the retail disk now. I don't know. I'm going to try to update to macOS 8.6. The reason for that is maybe to preserve, okay, we can preserve some of those things that the Power Computing CD put on. If not, we can go back and erase it and go from there. Okay. Available disk space, 964 megabytes. It's only, I think it's about like a 1.2 2 GB hard drive. All right. Except it won't let us do it. We don't have another drive. Oh, this installer will only update macOS 8.5. That's the reason. Well, that's okay then. We will just install macOS 8. Well, I'm learning some things. I had thought this disk would update 8.0 to 8.6, but no. Okay. At least 24 megabytes of RAM. I think that's about what we have. Yeah, if I get so we can communicate with this computer, you know, I may think about doing some upgrades on the machine. They're not super hard to upgrade. All right. Let's see, a customize. Okay, I think I'm just going to go with exactly what it's suggesting. And it says about 25 minutes. That doesn't really surprise me, since this CD, well, I used the Restore CD on the iMac, but that booted up in a fairly reasonable amount of time. This took forever to boot up. Well, all right, we're going to let that run, and we'll come back when something has happened. Stay tuned. Well, the installation process has finished. We shall quit the installer. Oops, excuse me. Control panels. Startup disk, just to make sure we don't boot off the CD. And we'll go to laptop. Okay, that's selected. And we'll restart. And we'll see you again once this machine is booted up. Stay tuned. Alright, we are now booted into macOS 8.6. I have removed the installation CD. Glad to see that it works. We now have this. I have taken the liberty of cleaning that as well. So let's open the drive. And put it in. All right, the light is flashing. The drive is spinning up. And we have it mounted in the desktop. All right. Okay. We have Linux and Well, we're a step closer anyway. Okay, install.exe, those would be the Windows, obviously, drivers, Linux drivers. These have to be the Mac drivers. Cannot find the, oh jeez. Okay then. Well, we've made decided progress anyway. The CD does appear, it does mount, and we see these files. I just have to figure out what to do with them. Well, I guess we'll work on that. At least there's something there to try to work on now. Stay tuned. All right, I tried popping the disk in on the PowerMac G5, and it made more sense, except, of course, it couldn't run the installer. Okay, but it is this folder with a subfolder, and then 3, this says in 003. Yeah, I could not find the application. I think that's supposed to be the installer, because there were 3 files. The PowerMac and Leopard couldn't deal with it because it has to be OS 9, OS 8. Yeah. So I don't have the right application to open these. Yet. I mean, we're on macOS 8.6. This should run. It really should. Well, I'm going to have to pop it into an OS 9 computer and see what happens there. Stay tuned. Well, welcome to the OS 9 Pismo desktop. Now, I haven't really done anything to set up the Pismo in OS 9, as you can probably tell. All right, but, oops. Let's get that disk seated better. Okay, now we go. All right, so we just popped the disk in. And there it is. Okay. Yeah. On the PowerMac G5, that MA_0010 read as Macintosh. All right. And we got the same thing. And this is the installer. Okay. So it would appear not to be a problem with OS 8.6, OS 8.6 can at least see the CD, but it can't deal with it any better than OS 9 can. Yet these are supposed to be OS 8, OS 9 drivers. I really don't know. Well, this is a quandary. I've got some research ahead of me, I guess. Stay tuned. Alright, the D-Link instructions say to drag and drop the folder onto the desktop. See if anything different happens. Looks exactly the same. Click the install. Yeah, no, it's the same behavior. Okay, so what is supposed to happen here, I don't know how well you can see it, drag and drop to the desktop, double click the installer icon. Of course, it doesn't say installer, but it does start with IN. And then click the install button to install a driver, but we don't see that. And this is 9.2.2. If it can't install in 9.2.2, it doesn't have a prayer in 8.6. Well, we'll see what I come up with, if anything. Well, I think we can wrap this up, and this video will never see the light of day, but just for completeness sake. It's not a card bus slot. I had never even tried putting it in. And of course it doesn't go in. It goes into the Pismo, it goes into the Wall Street, but this poor thing, afraid not. Well, it was a nice try.